Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Aries reading on April the 17th. There are currently about 6 planets in Aries, including the planetoid asteroid Chiron, the wounded healer. And this is resonating with, I believe, the journey that you have been on for a while. Around healing some deep imbalances, psychological imbalances in your experience, and trying to uh, open up your ability to give the knowledge and wisdom you've gained in service to the world. So I have laid out the oracle cards, and I'm going to start with the power card from the energetic archaeology deck, and it describes the energetic pathway of the third finger and toe. And I'm going to read a little bit from both the energy and the wisdom. When this card is in balance, the key words are centered and judicious. I love the emphasis on the idea of justice here for you. And from the energy reads, the energy flow of each finger and toe is translated to the lightest, highest frequencies aligning with power at a spiritual frequency, to the slightly more dense energies of the mental plane, not only how you've learned about power, but how you gain power from your gifts, talents, and abilities, and how others have subverted power from these things. And the emotional plane, how you feel about power and how power feels to you, and the other bones found through the palm of the hand and the arch of the foot, attuned to the physical plane, the embodied energy. And from the wisdom reads, the power in this world is not power over nature or power over people, but power within yourself. Because power is an amplifier, your view of and feelings about power are intensified in your body and mirrored in the world around you. In this way, power can become fractured, fragmented, and distorted. As you align with your sovereign power as a creator being, you call back in all those distorted stories and clear them. You can now welcome power in its true state, a resounding, cohesive roar. There's no need for dominance and submission. We can caretake one another and the earth as equals. So I've tried to abridge that long description that I find so useful, realizing that not necessarily, but I'm drawn here with the pride card. I love myself and I see myself in everyone, to naturally the lion and lioness in this picture. And this is interesting how the notion of dignity, strength, courage, bravery are aligned with compassion in this view. And I think that is very much pointing to the way in which you are naturally compassionate to others, but how you are learning to show yourself that same compassion, to treat yourself gently, to forgive yourself, and to understand that this is part of liberating this tremendous creative gift that you have. In the present card, we have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is describing this quite long journey that you've been on. And this is intuitively what is connecting the story of Chiron, the wounded healer, with your journey. And I think it bears your own looking into that story rather than me recounting it. It is a fascinating glimpse at the way that we gain power to heal ourselves and heal others. the way we heal others to heal ourselves, and is relevant to anyone that expresses power or considers themselves to be uh, a healer in any way. For you in particular, this deep dive into what can have been difficult experiences in your life, and I want to emphasize that traumas or challenges or traumas or challenges early in life are not necessarily linked to physical violence or external violence. So it can be a process of awareness, even coming to the idea that we have experienced traumas. But along that journey, you have spent time in learning to recognize the patterns that you, in fact, have some measure of responsibility for, if only in your response to those traumas, and how to, rather than resent, be bitter or angry about experiences of unfairness, injustice, or wounding. You have learned to see these experiences as gifts, as ways in which you have come to your power, which is considerable, and where you are, a place you are in deep gratitude for. This gratitude then is the basis for your current experience and state of being. It's your foundation. In the past, the Fool card. This is lovely. This is a card that I can at times relate to you, Scorpio, because in my training, the Fool card represents extremes. It is not only the number 0, but in some decks, in old decks, it was also number 22, a power number, and was titled the spiritualist or the materialist. So that is the extreme end beyond the world of the Fool's manifestation, and the 0 is the infant, the baby, the coming into life, new life. So this holds a lot of resonance for you, because I believe you are privy to uh, an extreme manifestation of one or the other. Most likely, those of you that are here are leaning towards a deeper experience of your spiritual essence and that power that is relevant to the power within. But this power within is an investment in faith in who you are. It holds tight to those qualities, those spiritual qualities that recognize your power can be of service to many. And this is something that has taken some time to uncover. So I feel as though I'm speaking to people who have been on a psychological journey of some sort, some kind of counseling, therapy, or recalibration, a deeper understanding of their early life experiences, so that they are prepared to handle or manage the realization of power that they can affect in the world. In the future, the Ace of Cups. This is quite beautiful. This is really, because of the impact that the new moon is having for many of you, particularly those of you with Scorpio ascendants, on the way that you work literally in service with others. This really points you towards philanthropic work, activism, particularly environmental activism, but helping people that need your access, that need your great resourcefulness in order to survive, to live. This brings to mind immigrant communities that have been very villainized at this time. But wherever you are, you have some insight into the support that is needed there. This is a sense that you are an endless well of resourcefulness, that you have learned how to care for self first and foremost in order to be available to others in this way. And it's interesting that this idea that you have learned to uh, invest in yourself, to care for, attend to your needs is also part of this fool's journey that you're on, recognizing that your gifts require a certain kind of care and protection. If this reading is resonating for you, Scorpio, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I appreciate your presence here more than anything, and am deeply appreciative to all of you who support me in all the ways that you do. So I'm going to clarify the Fool in the past. 2 cards, please. Have the Four of Wands and the Death card, and the Four of Swords in the present. 2 cards, please. And the Six of Wands and the Temperance card, and the Ace of Cups in the future, the Queen of Wands, and the Four of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so the Death card is very interesting to me, coming on the as a clarifier to the Fool. So I do see you as very cautiously leading yourself through this powerful transformation that you have been experiencing for some time. This is something that you're bringing on, you're asking for, you're setting yourself up in a way to carefully facilitate this dramatic change in your, or a dramatic change in your investment in the way that you prioritize and privilege those principles and values that are important to you, the way that you physically and materially align yourselves to an alternative set of principles or something beyond the necessities of conformity. This is telling me that you have conformed. You know what that life is like. You have lived according to the rules of others, or certainly some rules, some social rules that have confined you, restricted you, but they have built a fairly solid foundation. And from there, you are proceeding carefully through this complete new version of your sense of power and place in the world. So this is pretty dramatic here, and I am so happy that many of you have some tremendous professional assistance on this journey, because this is one that needs tending, it needs documenting, it needs support. And I believe that you have those practical allies and skills to make sure that this is done in the most authentic, safest way possible. You could be opening yourself up to some pretty powerful manipulations if this was not done so mindfully, so carefully. In the present, the Four of Swords here, and there's a fair amount of swords on the table here. Four of Pentacles, Four of Swords, and the Four of Cups, talking about your foundation, talking about the basis, your core beliefs, your core power. The Six of Wands and the Temperance here talk about how you have learned to stay in community, stay in relationship in a way that is healthy. Find a place among peers. There's almost feels like there's a rejection of hierarchical power or authority on your part, perhaps because that's something you haven't aspired to or haven't been embraced by. You see yourself as part of a world, a community, a family, and you do your part to make things run smoothly, to fulfill your obligations, to create success, abundance, opportunities for growth. And for that, you are greatly acknowledged and recognized by your peers. This is what gives you a deep sense of belonging. This is absolutely where you feel that you are healed in your ability to do your part in service to others, in an organization, on a team, everyone bringing their expertise in alignment with some larger goal. And this has been a strategy of your life. Perhaps this is a reference to the particularly chaotic times that we're in right now, where there's so much uncertainty and unevenness in the way that we experience some of the draconian measures and actions that are coming down to us from a presumed hierarchy of power. And in that way, you have gracefully managed this. You understand that this too shall pass, even if you feel swept up in the need to respond. Your responses are healthy, they're holistic, but they are urgent, and you tame that sense of urgency and, frankly, anxiety with this ability to be graceful, to know that nothing can actually destroy you, that you can weather anything, that you have been through a lot, you will be through much more, and that you understand that this is part of necessary, almost purging or exposure of some naked abuse that we need to become aware of in order to understand how best to respond in ways that protect our communities and our earth. In the future, the Ace of Cups is clarified by the Queen of Wands and the Four of Cups. The Queen of Wands is, I've lately been struck by the erotic nature of determination, power, and desire, knowing what you want, clearly, passionately owning that, and being determined, being able to communicate to others that you're going to get what you want, is an interesting way in which you have been practicing self-care, support, keeping yourself safe, moving towards things that see you, that value you, that support you. This is part of the practice of your healing practice, I should say. And that what is part of that is this confidence that is rising within you, this confidence of the power that you hold, but that power is a power of love. It's a power of giving. It's a power of sharing, supporting, of seeing the beauty, the harmony in everything. And the planet Venus is just bubbling up through this description that your mission in the world is to bring balance, beauty, harmony, joy, color, music. Whatever area you work in, you see power as an orchestration of the many resources and gifts we have in an abundant world. I'm going to finish up this reading with a flower oracle and the nasturtium pops out, and the key word is grounding. The beginning is where you need to be, and I'm drawn immediately to the Ace of Cups, the beginning of love, the source of love. Wherever that is in your heart, in your world, that is where you are. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.